Kelsey Grammer, Raquel Welch, John Ratzenberger, and Chuck Norris, all wrapped up into one segment. Conservative Hollywood. Anybody give you any jazz when you go home to L.A.? I saw Mr. Kramer in Chicago a few weeks ago when Miller and I were there. We were almost arrested, but we escaped. But do you get any heat when you go back because you are a Republican, a conservative guy?
It's not really heat. No, you know, I mean, I have lively speculation about certain conversations. I've read some things about how pathetic it is to be a Republican in Hollywood. There's this little group called Friends of Abe.
And you're a member of that?
People know I'm a member of that group, and there have been some, some sort of derisive comments made about that.
But nothing personal to you?
Not that I know about.
Because I would have loved to have been on a set with you, Ted Danson, and Woody Harrelson. I mean, Danson and Harrelson. Yeah. You can't get more left wing than those guys.
This sound like I'm stupid, is it? Oh my God. What am I doing here? I'm going to look like an idiot.
And then you and Ratzenberger.
Yeah, right.
Here you got on the other side.
You know, it's funny. Ratzenberger used to be on the other side. He made the transition.
As soon as you started watching The Factor, he came in.
There you go.
So, did you guys talk politics back in the day?
You know, once in a while.
Yeah?
Once in a while. I've always been a kind of a small government guy, and that's why I just think that the private sector and society can take care of itself better than the government can.
Did they get heated because Rhea Perlman, another very left-wing woman, did they get heated when you came in and said, you know, I like the conservative guys a little bit? Did they throw a beer stein at you?
They would say things like, you know, this was actually our phrase. They'd say, you know, if he runs, remember when they were having a recall in the governorship?
Yes.
Somebody said maybe Kelsey's going to run, and something I said, I hope he does declare that he's running, because I'm going to contribute $1 million tomorrow to defeat him.
Who said that?
One of the producers of the show.
So you were outnumbered.
I'm always outnumbered.
Yeah. I want to get inside Raquel Welch's day. Do you have a special diet? Do you eat special food?
Not so much. It's everything that I do. Diet thing is very small portions and food combining. There's two sides to Raquel. There's a sloppy girl.
Yeah.
Who stays up and eats cake and cookies at night, and then there's a Raquel in training who, you know, is like a military recruit. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm in my yoga class.
5 in the morning?
Yeah, because I have to get in my car by 6, and I do like to be awake when I'm driving.
Where are you going?
Well, I'm going to my yoga class, and I'm in a room that's probably 110 degrees, and I also sort of intermix it with weight training and
Do you work out every day?
I do work out usually when I am in training 6 days a week, but I'm not perfect. Right now I'm putting my best face forward for you, Bill, and I'm hoping it's working.
Yeah, but I can tell that you're not, you know, look, you're not the average 70-year-old, all right? You're just not.
I am Raquel Welch. I'm paid to look good.
Okay, final question. Do you follow politics? You watch The Factor?
Yes, I do. I do.
Are you a conservative woman?
I would say that I'm more on the conservative side, yes.
How did that happen? Because most Hollywood pinheads, of course you're not one of those, are very left, very, very liberal.
I really don't know. I think it was my upbringing, to tell you the truth, Midwestern values. I just was raised in a certain way. Ladies behave a certain way. Your country is important. Honor those people who do fight for our country. And I did go to Vietnam and entertain the troops for the USO. I was fortunate enough to go with Bob Hope while he was still alive. And I had a great, great experience that really changed my life, because when you look into the face of those young soldiers and you see that they are really, really young, and that they're there because somebody said to them to go out and fight for their country, and they're doing their duty.
Sure.
And you never forget it.
You were on Cheers with Ted Danson and Rhea Perlman.
Yeah.
They're huge lefties. And you guys never got into a little bar stool thing going on there? You and Norm and them?
No, we've never got, there's never any political discussions on the set, because we're sitting in a bar being paid to crack jokes.
Hey, Woody, a beer, and one for me compadre and amicus. All right. Well, yeah, I thought Cliff was going to buy me a beer.
The closest we came to was, and I even forget who I had the conversation with, it might have even been a guest star, but why are you raising your kids within a religious framework? And I said, because you have to give children something to either accept and embrace or reject. You can't raise a child with nothing, because if you believe in nothing, then later on you'll believe in anything.
What did the person say to you?
Well, they said that they're just raising their kids and let them decide when they're old enough.
The kid can decide.
Yeah, but I think that because the civilization is based on the Christian Judeo ethic, and this is what gave us laws, and it's all about service.
You got to move out of Hollywood, there, John.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I mean, this is heresy out in Hollywood, because in Hollywood it's all about yourself. You know that.
Well, sure.
If we look to history, our great country and freedom are under attack. We're at a tipping point, and quite possibly our country as we know it may be lost forever if we don't change the course our country is headed.
So you're saying, look, we're headed for Armageddon. In what way?
Well, I don't say Armageddon. We either go one direction, left, which would be socialism, or right, which would be people who are trying to make the money themselves. What has happened is the Democrats have gone further left, and the Republicans have gone to where the Democrats were 40 years ago.
But what do you object to in the redistribution of wealth?
The fact that they're affecting the small businesses in our country. And when you drive around the country and you see these stores that are closed, out of business because of what's going on with our economy, that really tears my heart up. Tax me. I don't care. You know.
But you don't care if you paid more taxes?
I pay a humongous amount of taxes.
So do I.
Which you do too.
Right. But do you want to pay 40, 45%, which is where they would take you, the income redistributors, if they could?
If it would help, I wouldn't mind it. But the thing is, it will not help, because the more money Congress gets, the more money they spend.
I got to see that it's doing some good. Because you have a foundation, I have a foundation, and we give a lot of money privately to charities that we know,
absolutely,
like the Wounded Warriors, the Fisher House, these people that we know they do help. Chuck, thanks for coming in. Good to see you again. Plenty more as the factor moves along this evening. Barbara Walters retired, but not before I ask her some political questions on the war on women, for example.